Most travel shows, hell, most of life really, is about accentuating the positive, putting your best foot forward. Me, I like to get my hands dirty. I want the real deal, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're talking about the underbelly of the world, the countries that consistently rank as the worst places to live. Why are these places so difficult to call home? What's it like to navigate life amidst political unrest, poverty, or violence? So buckle up, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Forget your five-star hotels and tourist traps. This ain't that kind of place. This is Country A, where the only thing booming louder than the economy is the sound of gunfire. Political instability? That's putting it mildly. The streets are scarred with the memories of protests and violence, a constant reminder that tomorrow is uncertain. You see it in the eyes of the people, a weariness that comes from living with their guard always up. They're caught in the crossfire, struggling to survive as their leaders play political chess with their lives. Inflation's through the roof, jobs are scarcer than sober politicians, and the cost of basic necessities is enough to make your eyes water. But even in the midst of this chaos, there's a resilience, a spark of hope that flickers in the darkness. Families share what little they have, neighbors look out for each other, and laughter, though sometimes strained, still finds a way to break through the tension. It's a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure, to find moments of grace even in the heart of hardship. This is Country B, where the most dangerous thing you can be is sick. Forget fancy hospitals with cutting-edge technology here. Healthcare is a luxury most can't afford. Basic services are more like wishful thinking, and the lucky ones get their medical advice from a guy who might have glanced at a textbook once. Disease runs rampant, a silent killer that preys on the vulnerable. Life expectancy here is a sobering statistic, a stark reminder of the human cost of neglect. Every cough, every fever is a gamble with fate, a roll of the dice that no one should have to make. But amidst the crumbling infrastructure and the shortage of medicine, there's a spirit of community. People take care of each other, sharing what little they have and offering a helping hand when it's needed most. They know they can't rely on the system, so they rely on each other, a testament to the strength of human connection in the face of adversity. Welcome to Country C, where the only thing thicker than the humidity is the fear hanging in the air. This isn't a place you relax and stroll after dark. Crime is a fact of life here, woven into the fabric of society like the threads of a cheap suit. Petty theft to violent assaults, it's all part of the daily grind. The police? Let's just say they're outnumbered and outgunned, fighting a losing battle against the tide of lawlessness. But even in this climate of fear, life goes on. People adapt, they find ways to protect themselves, to carve out a sense of normalcy in the midst of chaos. Shop owners install bars on their windows, neighbors form watch groups, and children are taught to be wary of strangers from a young age. It's a harsh reality, a constant game of survival, but it's also a testament to the human spirit's ability to adapt and endure, even in the most challenging of circumstances. Chapter 4. Country D, Dreams Deferred. Country D, a place where ambition goes to die. This ain't a land of opportunity, folks. This is a place where even the most driven, the most hardworking struggle to make ends meet. Jobs? Scarce as honest politicians. Unemployment's higher than a giraffe's ass at a limbo contest, and the ones that do exist? Let's just say they won't be funding your early retirement. The young, they dream of escaping, of finding a better life elsewhere. But with limited education and even fewer opportunities, many find themselves trapped, their aspirations slowly fading like a cheap tattoo. It breeds a sense of hopelessness, a feeling that the system is rigged against them. But even in the face of such adversity, there's a glimmer of hope. Entrepreneurs emerge, hustling to make their own way, to create something from nothing. Chapter 5. Country E, the corrosive power of corruption. Welcome to Country E, where the only thing more pervasive than the heat is the stink of corruption. It's a cancer that eats at the soul of this place, infecting everything from the highest levels of government down to the everyday interactions on the street. Want to start a business? Be prepared to grease a few palms. Need a government service? Get ready to navigate a labyrinth of bureaucracy and bribes. It's a system rigged against the ordinary citizen, where those in power line their pockets while the needs of the people are ignored. It breeds a cynicism, a distrust in authority that permeates every aspect of life. But even in this climate of corruption, there are those who refuse to play the game. journalists who risk their lives to expose the truth, activists who fight for transparency and accountability, ordinary citizens who stand up for what they believe in, even when it seems like a losing battle. Chapter 6. Country F, a toxic paradise. This is Country F, where the natural beauty hides a dirty secret. This ain't your postcard paradise, folks. This is a place where progress has come at a cost, where the environment's been sacrificed at the altar of economic development. The air is thick with smog, a noxious cocktail of industrial pollution and vehicle emissions. Rivers and streams run black with industrial waste, and once pristine beaches are now littered with plastic and debris. The people here are paying the price for this environmental negligence. Respiratory problems are rampant, birth defects are on the rise, and the long-term health consequences are still unfolding. But even in the face of such environmental degradation, there's a glimmer of hope. Grassroots organizations are springing up, fighting to protect what's left of their natural heritage. This is Country G, where the most valuable resource, its people, is left untapped. Education and infrastructure, the cornerstones of a thriving society, are crumbling faster than a cookie in a toddler's fist. Schools are overcrowded, underfunded, and lacking basic supplies. Teachers are overworked and underpaid, struggling to provide even a semblance of quality education. The result? A generation of children ill-equipped to compete in the global economy, trapped in a cycle of poverty and limited opportunities. But even in the face of such neglect, there's a thirst for knowledge, a hunger for something better. Parents sacrifice everything to send their children to school, even if it means going without themselves. Teachers work tirelessly, often using their own meager resources to provide for their students. Chapter 8. Country H, the pressure cooker. Country H, buckle up kids, because this one's a powder keg. This is a place where the air crackles with tension, where the threat of violence lurks around every corner. Social unrest is the norm here, fueled by a potent cocktail of political oppression, economic inequality, and social injustices. Protests erupt with regularity, often met with brutal force by the authorities. It's a dangerous dance, a constant back and forth between the people and the powers that be. Living here means existing in a state of constant vigilance. You learn to read the signs, to avoid certain areas, to keep your opinions to yourself. But even in the midst of this turmoil, there's a spirit of defiance, a refusal to be silenced. Chapter 9. Country 1, the stains of intolerance. This is Country 1, where prejudice is a poison that seeps into every corner of society. This ain't a place for the faint of heart, folks. This is a place where your ethnicity, your religion, your sexual orientation can make you a target. Discrimination is a way of life here, woven into the fabric of society like a stubborn stain. From casual bigotry to systemic oppression, it's a constant reality for marginalized groups. But even in the face of such hate, there's a resilience, a refusal to be silenced. Activists risk their lives to fight for equality, to challenge the status quo, to create a more just and inclusive society. Chapter 10. Country J, the Iron Grip. Welcome to Country J, folks, where freedom is a distant memory, a whisper from a forgotten past. This is a place where Big Brother is always watching, where dissent is met with swift and brutal repression. Political oppression is the name of the game here. Free speech? Forget about it. The government controls every aspect of life, from the media you consume to the thoughts you think. Living here means living in a state of perpetual fear. Fear of speaking out, fear of stepping out of line, fear of disappearing in the middle of the night, never to be heard from again. But even in the darkest of places, hope finds a way. Underground movements operate in the shadows, risking everything to chip away at the edifice of oppression. Outrow, choose wisely. Look, the world's a complicated place full of contradictions and complexities. There's no denying that these places we've explored, they're tough, they're challenging, they're downright heartbreaking at times, but they're also a reminder that our world is far from perfect. So yeah, choose wisely, stay informed, stay curious, and most importantly, stay empathetic.